South Africa has wrapped up the first ever IFSC-Continental Championship and Olympic selection in Africa. The local organising committee from Western Cape Climbing is proud to be part of this debut event for climbing at the Olympic Games. Not only was this competition a huge step for us, but also for climbing in Africa. Uganda, who managed to overcome the COVID-19 travel and training obstacles, sent their first 2 visiting athletes. We are optimistic that future events will involve other African countries, many of whom have some great climbers, which will grow the cooperation with the African federations as well as other international competitors, route setters and coaches. We view this competition as the start of an exciting period in our maturation as we grow from being a small provincial team to hosting world-class competitions, with enthusiastic support from the City of Cape Town and the Western Cape Department of Culture and Sport. We are extremely proud to have partnered with our city and province for this very successful event. The competition consisted of the Olympic format. For the finalists, this means 2 grueling days of speed climbing, bouldering, and finally lead climbing. Speed climbing is essentially a sprint up a standardized 15-meter wall, with the climbers reaching the top in a matter of seconds. Our fastest South African time is currently under 7 seconds. Bouldering tests power, balance, and technique, and each climber is given 4 minutes to complete a boulder problem. Boulder problems stand at a maximum height of 4 meters, with safety mats provided for the climbers below. The athlete who solves the most boulder problems with the fewest number of attempts wins the category. Finally, lead climbing tests endurance and strategy. Athletes are secured by a rope on an overhanging route and attempt to reach the top of the climbing route. The athlete who reaches the highest point wins the category. To calculate the combined category winner, the ranking results for each discipline are multiplied, with the lowest score determining the winner. With COVID-19 regulations constraining the athletes' ability to train and travel freely, sport competitions curtailed and certainly gave us its fair share of challenges. Lockdown regulations initially prevented any form of training outside of a climber's home. Even climbing at local crags and boulders was prohibited. This really affected the athletes' training and motivation. But eventually, the gyms were able to open for training, and most of the athletes enthusiastically returned to their usual routine. To ensure the credibility of the competition, we had to make sure that international IFSC members could attend. Luckily, we were able to arrange for an international route setter and technical delegate to travel from the UK. Historically, South Africa has had a number of climbers gain Protea colours and participate in World Cup competitions, Youth World Championships and Youth Olympics. With the inclusion of climbing in the Olympic Games and South African participation there, we believe that the sport is set to take off at all levels, and we really look forward to the renewed excitement at school and club levels.
From the IFSC's perspective, we hope this is the start of a long journey in Africa, and we can have a World Cup maybe in 2 or 3 years' time in South Africa. This would be amazing.
Times like this, getting sponsors and support is critical, and we really chuffed that the relationship that Western Cape have got with Cape Town is able to get support from the City of Cape Town and the Western Province.
There's a heartbeat in this place. You can feel people, the excitement, you can feel the trepidation, you can hear the heartbeat of the athletes. They all want that one spot.
Erin Sturkenberg dominated the speed climbing event, and coming in second place was Tegan Oates.
What we really want is to have a lot of different style. So like that we can test the climber, but also it gives a chance to someone that maybe is a really good climber, but maybe he's not so powerful to express himself, but also someone who's powerful and maybe not good on a slab to express himself as well, and it keeps it open.
After a short break, the ladies put on an incredible show with bouldering. Erin topped all 4 boulders, claiming first, followed very closely in second by Georgiana Dorwood. They both performed incredibly well, making the route setters sweat.
This experience is just the beginning, you know. We came here, we got the exposure. I am pumped after here. Definitely, I feel more confident. I have grown as a climber, and I want to continue getting even better, you know. Like the skills that I've learned, I want to go back and practice them even more, train even better. So I think it's been critical as the pioneers of the first team from Uganda.
Bouldering was soon followed by yet another closely contested event in the lead climb. Both Erin and Georgiana topped the route. However, with Erin's overall performance, she took first place to become the first ever IFSC African Continental Champion.
I think for me, speed was the most scary and hard to not panic. I think because especially knockouts, you fall, that's it. You can't win anymore. I went up to Joburg 3 weekends ago to do speed because we don't have a speed wall in KZN. So that's how I trained for speed. And then lead and boulder. Lead, I mainly just climb outside as training, and obviously endurance in the gym. And boulder, yeah, a lot of comp simulations I've been doing. And I also try to work on a lot of the mental side because I think that's a really big part of it.
It really comes down to being the most consistent on the day. Have you been training this format? Are you fit enough? Are you strong enough? And I believe all the guys in the top 8 are there. It's go from the speed, it's straight into boulder, straight into lead, and that's the end of the day.
The men's finals started off with a bang, with some amazing times being set for speed climbing. Christopher Kossa managed to log a time of 6.19 seconds, a new South African record, claiming first place in speed, followed by David Nordier. The bouldering was an intense round, which showcased some incredible technique and strength. David stole the lead in the bouldering with 2 tops, managing to get the only ascent of boulder problem number 2. Calvin Curtis also managed to get 2 tops, securing him second place for the bouldering category. At this point, we had no clear indication of who would be winning the combined event. The final discipline of the day, lead climbing, started off with much excitement. The athletes put on an amazing show, leaving it right until the last climb for the final result to be settled. Christopher took the win by topping the final climbing route, the only athlete to do so, and secured himself a ticket to the Olympics.
I think the biggest hinder to my training has been COVID. I think everybody experienced it, where you're put into lockdown, you can't go to the gym, you can't train, you're like comfort zone. So I was super fortunate to be able to train at home, ready to like push myself. So I feel like I came out of lockdown stronger than when I went into it. The speed was probably my biggest nerve for today. So I was really psyched. That was probably my most, like the point of relief in my day when I won that first race. If I didn't win it, I would have not won.
The city and the Western Cape government definitely recognise that climbing is an important part of our development and social development in the Western Cape. Foreigners can come here very easily with great tourism facilities and what have you, and the city has bought into that in an amazing way. They've really come to the party in terms of supporting us for this competition.
This African Continental has been a remarkable experience for both us as administrators and the athletes. It has been an event with many firsts. It was the first African IFSC event, the first African Continental Championship, the first African Climbing Olympic selection event. It was also the first time that we had an international route setter and the first time we had hosted the most experienced IFSC technical delegate in the form of Graham Alderson. Some of the other firsts were the fact that the championship was the first African climbing event that has been live streamed to the rest of the world, and the first time we've received funding from our main sponsor, the City of Cape Town. The City of Cape Town and the Department of Culture and Sport have also supported us in a huge way, both financially and strategically, and we will definitely be knocking on their doors on an annual basis to go bigger and better. The IFSC has been a tremendous source of support for us as a local organising committee, and we are proud to be associated with such a great team. Graham Alderson, the technical delegate, and Jan Ganu, the head route setter, shared their knowledge, dedication and passion for the sport to all our local event organisers. We have all grown in knowledge and ability in the course of this competition, and I'm sure that we will go from strength to strength and attain the prize of an annual IFSC Boulder World Cup in Cape Town.